Hey, Valero PD and FBI, what are you scared of? What are you scared of? Come on. Let's have some integrity. What are you scared of? Come on. Come on. Come on, California. Chase, Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing American Nightmare. What's this about? Pretty simple premise. We have the craziest abduction story ever about people in wetsuits going after and kidnapping some people, and just shenanigans ensues throughout the story of who believes what is occurring between the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the others, what is going to occur in this American Nightmare. But first, I'll say one thing. I think the title should be something a little bit different. I don't know, something about American Nightmare. It just felt a little weird with what was actually going on throughout the story. But that's just a weird pet peeve. But I like this show. I did enjoy it. I do think episode 3 is the weakest, and there are some things throughout the story that it's not the story's fault. It just made me mad about this guy named Matt Mustard, the FBI, being little bitches, and just have some fucking integrity. Is it that hard to have fucking integrity in today's day and age? People are so scared to say that they're wrong or just fuck up. It's absolutely disgusting. So, to talk about the positives of the show, I think it is filmed very good. The pacing is incredible. The actual story itself is pretty bonkers. Like I said, episode 1 and 2, fantastic. 5 out of 5. I did not want to stop. Episode 3, it did take a little bit of dive of the other stories. It just felt incomplete, and it felt like we're kind of going all over the place, and we didn't get that closure I really wanted to with some of the characters, which I understand that, of course, the FBI wasn't going to be interviewed. I know for a fact Matt Mustard wasn't going to be interviewed. I know this Detective Park wasn't going to be interviewed. So I know for a fact, with all the shenanigans happening 1 and 2, even though I want closure and I want them to admit their faults, and they never did, I was like, what the fuck? Also, there's little things about the others and then the story now of, is it a ring or is it one person doing it all? It makes me wonder which one it is. Were there more people involved in this? Because with the others, it felt like it was just single crimes, but this one was 3 people or more doing it. So I'm like, wait a minute, what made this one change compared to the others? So I found that very fascinating and interesting. Also, just what the cops didn't do of the stuff in the past, about the stalking, about everything else occurring. It's like, why don't they at least have some resources to do something? Yes, I know for a fact California was all about defunding the police. Unfortunately, this wasn't during that time, so it's hard to blame that. This was during the Gone Girl era, which is very interesting how this happened the exact same time as that. And, people had their biases where, how you're supposed to do something where you have a thesis, you have a hypothesis to get the conclusion. Unfortunately, all the cops and FBI had a conclusion, and they're trying to ravel their way to their thesis or to their hypothesis. And that doesn't work that way. It's never supposed to work that way. And unfortunately, with today's day and age, with everything being political, climate change, etc., they have what they want to find. They want that conclusion. But unfortunately, some of the research doesn't get that way, but they try to manipulate it from going from the top down, from the down up. And that's really unfortunate. Now, here comes my rant. All right, here we go. I don't care. Matt Mustard, you're a bitch. You're a fucking C-word. Go fucking, you're pathetic. You're a pathetic man. You're a pathetic human being. You are absolutely a cockroach. You are a smug. You are disgusting. You are the enemy. You are literally the enemy in this story. About, you're literally like, I make a puzzle, and I'm making sure you're going to be the monster. You're the problem. You're a monster. You're a fuckboy. You're an asshole. You're a cocksucker. You're everything in between. I don't know what else to say. Show your face in public, man, because you know what? You have no integrity. You are a pathetic person. Have integrity and say, I fucked up. I should have done this, and this. But no, you're hiding. You're hiding. You're so fucking scared. It's like, pathetic. FBI agents, release the tapes. Come on, what are you scared about? FBI, release the fucking tapes. What are you scared? What are you scared? Everything happening nowadays with everything with, FBI being part of I think they made the bombs. You have all this shit happening in between with January 6th. Release the tapes. What are you scared about? What the fuck are you scared about? I'm sorry. It's absolutely fucking pathetic. And now it's really fucking hysterical with the FBI, with them like during MLK, where they're like, hey, you should probably commit suicide. You should probably commit suicide. And now they tweet Like, oh, he was such an inspiration. Really, FBI? You really want to say that? Also with the FBI, where it's just like, you're biased. It's okay. Just say that you're fucking biased, but you won't say it. Especially, with this thing in Michigan, how a lot of them were, acquitted because the FBI coercing. That's something they wouldn't do without the FBI's help. Pretty fuckboyish material, if you ask me. So, my overall aspect of this show is Matt Mustard, you're a bum, you're a fuck. I mean, you're pathetic. You're a pathetic human being. FBI, really? You're gonna tell this guy that really didn't pass or didn't really fail his lie detector test? Be like, I know you failed everything. Really? Now, here's the thing. I have been interviewed by other cops. They do it on purpose. They truly do it. Because there's this one story where there was a gang rape, and they assumed I was at this party. Good thing about me, I like movies too much, and I know for a fact that people at this party were, just not good people. So I said, I'm gonna skip. They fucking put me in this room, right? And they're like, we know you're at the party. We know that you know information. I fucking laughed in their face. They're like, what's so funny? I'm like, oh, what day was it? Oh, here's my fucking want to look at where I was at? Oh, let me look at my phone. I was at a movie theater watching a movie with friends. So please tell me how I was here and probably cameras showing that I was there. But I was magically at your fucking party. They literally walk out of the room in 30 minutes. They come back in and say, oh, we know you weren't at the party. We just want to see what you would say. Bitch, what? Is it that hard to fucking tell the truth the first fucking time? But no. Their job, I truly think their job is coerce people to say what they want them to say. And this is the same way. Is it really that hard to, just try to find the facts and be like, something's not adding up? And then so quickly just diminish their story because you have your conclusion, but your hypothesis doesn't match. So overall, American Nightmare, it's a wild story. And yes, while I did not talk a lot about this movie or this documentary, which is pretty simple, 3 episodes, is to the point. And I'll say one thing that the director did, watch The Ring on episode 1 and 2, but not episode 3. I don't like that they do that. I know that they did it to, not spoil the conclusion of the story. But come on, really, you're going to make someone take The Ring off for 2.5 episodes so they do something at the very end? I did not like that. I did not like that on the filmmaking aspect, though. But it is a great show, and it shows that, Vallejo PD, some of the FBI in California, are a bunch of tools, and they don't have integrity. They don't have integrity. So American Nightmare will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 80%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So this one, you have critics a 93%, 14 of them. Audience score 96 with over 50. Critic consensus, equal parts infuriating and suspenseful. American Nightmare is an instructive chronicle of institutional bias that makes a horrific crime even worse. Bias. I don't know if it was bias, but like I said, it is all about they have a conclusion and they didn't have a thesis to support it. To me, a bias is more of, I think a bias is something else. Just as my personal opinion, I just think these people wanted them to do it. And so they had, I don't know, is that bias? Let me see what the definition of bias is. It says bias is prejudice in favor of one thing or another thing, person or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. See, they weren't compared to another group. So there's no comparing. So I disagree it was called bias. I think they should have chose a different word in that critic consensus. So anyway, 96, 93, 80. Chase Lock here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if things Booftopia. You Booftonians, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Now I can watch this tape tomorrow, week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I'm seeing a freaking one of you. And what do you think? Bias or no?